Hello students, welcome to lecture 13 part 2 of Emerging Domain in Electronics Engineering. I am Assistant Professor Sugandh Gupta and in today's lecture we will discuss light emitting diode. So light emitting diode, first of all let us see the symbol of light emitting diode. Light emitting diode is also abbreviated as LED, and I hope everybody must have heard the name of LEDs. We use them in our daily life, especially in the festivals. So light emitting diode. Today in this lecture we will see the operation and the working principle of LED. So what is LED? LED is a PN junction. We have already read and discussed what is a PN junction. So LED is nothing, as the name here it includes diode. So it is a PN junction. It is a PN junction that gives off visible light when it is forward biased. That gives off light energy when forward biased. So this word forward biased is very important. Whenever you are asked the principle of operation of LED, you must include this, that LED is a PN junction which gives off light energy when it is forward biased. So what happens when a diode is forward biased? Let us recall the concept. In a PN junction, when there is a forward biasing, then we all know that the holes from the P type diffuse into the N type and the electrons in the N type diffuse into the P type. So at the junction, the majority carriers will recombine. So the recombination will be maximum at the junction. So when LED is forward biased, then recombination is taking place of majority carriers. And we have also read when we learned PN junction diode that whenever recombination will take place, then energy will be given off. That means energy will be released either in the form of heat or in the form of light. So in the case of LED, this energy will be always released in the form of light. So when LED is forward biased, then recombination of majority carriers will take place. Recombination of majority carriers take place near the junction. And this results in the emission of light. So this results in the emission of light. So if we consider a normal PN diode that is made up of silicon and germanium, then whenever recombination will take place, then energy is released in the form of heat. But in the case of LED, we are not going to make the LED of silicon or germanium, because in that case, on recombination, the energy is released in the form of heat. So in this case, that is in the case of LED, we must use a material which is suitable so that on recombination, light energy is released. So that material is most commonly is gallium arsenide phosphide, and you can use even other compound semiconductors also, but this is the most commonly used material for LED. So this is commonly used for LED. Now let us see the symbol of LED. This is a normal PN diode, and if it is an LED, it must show the emitting light, and that is through the arrows. Positive to negative. Current flows from positive to negative. Now this is how LED works. So how does an LED operate? LED has to be forward biased to operate, and when it is forward biased, then the majority carriers recombine near the junction and energy is released in the form of light. Most commonly used materials are the elements of third and fifth group, that is compound semiconductors, are made up of third and fifth group elements, like, and gallium arsenide phosphide is the most commonly used material for LED. You must also draw the symbol whenever this question comes in the exam. Don't wait for the examiner to ask the symbol of LED. You must draw it by your own. Now let us see how does the light output of an LED vary. So we all know that LED will operate only when it will be forward biased. So when a diode is forward biased, naturally forward current will flow in that particular diode, and the light output, that means the intensity of the light or the light output of an LED, is directly proportional to the forward current. Greater is the forward current or more is the forward current, more will be the light output. So light output is directly proportional to the forward current. This is another point. Now next point is that, as you must have seen, in Diwali you use LEDs of different colors. So from how does this color change? That means the LEDs are of different colors. So on what factor does the color of the LED depend? So we must remember that the color of the emitted light or the color of the light which is emitted by the LED depends upon the forbidden energy gap of the material of which you have made the LED. That means you all know that the forbidden energy gap, we represent forbidden energy gap by Eg, and it is equals to Hc by lambda. What is lambda over here? It is the wavelength of light. Wavelength. So as you will vary, see, we all know that the forbidden energy gap is different for different materials, for different semiconductors. So it depends upon the semiconductor material that you have used for making the LED, that the forbidden energy gap, because the forbidden energy gap of the different materials is different, and hence lambda will be different, because lambda is varying inversely proportional to the forbidden energy gap. So lambda is varying with the forbidden energy gap, and hence will be the color of the LED. So this is how the color of the LED varies, because the color of the LED depends upon the forbidden energy gap of the materials, semiconductor materials that you are using. So the color of LED depends upon the forbidden energy gap of forbidden energy gap. Do you remember what was forbidden energy gap? The difference or the distance between the valence band and the conduction band. So the color of the LED depends upon the forbidden energy gap of the semiconductor material used for making the LED. So this is how the color of the LEDs will vary. Now the last thing that we need to read in the case of LED is the construction of LED. So let us see how to construct the LED, or a general diagram. Like this. Now here we will have a separate layer. First of all, we will have a positive anode over here. Then we will be having this layer. It is a p-type layer. Alright, we need to form a PN junction because we are discussing LED, that is a diode. I will change the color here so that we can understand easily. This is the N layer, N-type layer. And here is a substrate. Here is a substrate. And the middle portion, that is between P and N type, this middle portion is called active layer. So active layer is the area where the recombination will take place and the light will be emitted. So because we all know that whenever what is p-n junction, wherever the p and n, the middle portion of that particular semiconductor is called junction, and only at the junction the recombination will take place and the light will be emitted as energy. So active region is the area where light will be emitted and recombination is taking place. The belowmost layer is the layer of substrate, and we have positive and here negative cathode over here. So this is how the LED is constructed. So I hope you must all have understood what is LED, what is, how do we choose LEDs of different colors, how do we construct LED, and how the LED operates. So this is what was the working of light emitting diode.